there's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 4 with the black-green tokens. I think this is an acceptable hand. We have the Marionette Master in our opening hand once again with only 2 lands and no Cryptolith Rite. So hopefully we can get up to the casting of the Marionette Master. I am going to keep it though. We have action with double Zulaport. Sometimes these double Zulaport draws can definitely get out of control. With the Westvale Abbey, we are in desperate need of drawing into that Cryptolith, though. So another Enthusiast, not a card I wanted to see off the top. We have action for plenty of turns, even if we don't hit land drops, but I think it's going to be very pivotal for that. This is going to be one of those Cryptolith Rite or bust draws. So see what sort of energy we are playing against, whether it be Marvel or... So it's just going to be the regular green, red, aggro energy. And we did hit the Cryptolith. So that's the good news. The bad news is we still don't have that third land. And I will just take the damage. We have a draw that can that can take a ton of damage and then one turn the tide, swing for lethal. But still, I think the Westvale Abbey would be the best draw that we can hit. We'll take Brawler, allows the Cub already to pump up and then get 2 energy back. So our opponent does have a very powerful hand against us. And I'm going to take it. And I'm pretty sure my opponent will use the energy and put a counter and do 3 damage. And the thing about the Cub is it then gets the energy back. And now we have a 4/4 Cub that we have to deal with. I mean, I could just kill the Cub here with a Grass of Darkness, but we do hit the forest. So now we're in great position. So I'm just going to go for the Weaponcraft Enthusiast. We're going to servo it up. And I can take some damage for quite a while. We do have to worry about the trample damage. I might chump block with a servo on the Cub. Or it'd be a Weaponcraft Enthusiast. But we're definitely going to take the damage from the Brawler. And the next one we can go the Cryptolith Rite and take out possibly a problematic card that our opponent puts out. A Bristling Hydra would be very awkward. It'll have 6 energy, 5 if the Voltaic Brawler eats an energy. But another pretty bad scenario would be, just going to go larger than life on the Cub. So it's pointless to block here. And Blossoming Defense on... Just going to use the Blossoming Defense on the Voltaic Brawler, huh? Really going to go for damage just so that it can push through. And it puts a +1/+1 counter. So I'm taking 13 here. It's pointless to actually block. But my opponent's going all in. Or does he really have a Built to Smash? Built to Smash will take me to 1 though. So that's 8, 13, and a Built to Smash would take me to... Oh no! I have to block with 1 here. Because a Built to Smash... Or is he just basically bluffing with the Aether Hub? Because that's 14 and a Built to Smash. Yeah, I have to just block. Which is a terrible feeling. But the Built to Smash would take me to 0. The bluff that was probably a bluff. With tapping the Aether Hub. Yeah, I'd love to see the Built to Smash, because then you can't trample through next turn. And we go to a 5. I can just flat out kill the Cub this turn, I think is the smart move. We have double grass too, so I'm not going to go crazy here. It's just going to be Cryptolith Rite. We do have double grass. I might just actually do it right now. Oh, no. The Cub is something that... Yeah, I'm going to respond to our opponent doing something this turn. He could have another Blossoming Defense, but this is the more Pummeler version. I'm okay going against the Pummeler version that tries to put in pump spells rather than just the value energy deck that is more popular at this moment. We saw game 2 of the Tireless Trackers. I think that has a lot more game. If we can just shut down there early, especially the cards that... So I will throw a block on the servo. Yeah, this will be really good here. So we'll go block here, and then just have our opponent react. And there's the Uncaged Fury, which will grasp it away. And this dude has the nuts beyond the nuts. Jeez. But he's punished for it. Thing is, though, I have no more removal, but I can actually do double. Well, we can do Marionette Master and a Zulaport Cuthroat here. So we're actually in the driver's seat, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and put out the Zulaport. And then pass. Use double Blossoming Defense, Larger Than Life, and Uncaged Fury. I don't think there's any more pump spells. So I think that the Cub is just the last of the line. Could put out like a Bristling Hydra. We'll just block with the Servo. No, we won't. We'll block with an Enthusiast. And continue to tax down our opponent. And Aggressive Darkness here. I could go greedy, but I think I'm just going to go for the throat here. And go Zulaport Cuthroat. As well as a Marionette Master. We're actually going to go servos here. And I'm going to basically block with everything. If that's the case, we have triple Zulaports. So let's see what ends up happening if it's just a high. Yeah, Hydra's not going to get the job done. The Cub is very weak here now. And does not attack in. So, insult to injury, there's the Westvale. That we did draw. So I drew very, very hot this game. Had all the answers to my opponents. A crazy, crazy draw with the pump spells. And we will just go Westvale. So shenanigans on both ends of the field, but this is exactly what this deck can do. I got everything I wanted. Plus a backup Grasp of Darkness here to take care of the last Cub activation. I don't think the opponent should have... Oh geez, I'm still stacking triggers here. Should have played this any other way. I think going for the kill there would have been smart. And that is lethal before the Westvale even attacks in, so... Alright! That worked out in our favor. The Pariahs are insanely good here. I actually do like the Noxious Gearhulks. I think that they have enough game. Ruinous Path is kind of awkward. Liliana, I think, also... can kill off the electrostatic pummeler, or at least make them pump into it. I don't like the appetite just for one card. Ruinous Paths are also quite weird, but I think that we do go the Ruinous Path route rather than try to go like the Marionette Master route. I think that a lot of these times in this particular match, all of the Marionette Masters come out, as well as maybe a few Cryptolith Rites, and I think we want to keep in the Zulaport Cuthroat. So something like Oviya. So if we have just one, I'm going to keep in 2 Cryptolith Rites. And then 2 Cryptbreakers can also come out. I think that the more game that we have against this deck, meaning the more things that leave behind excess tokens and going into the Pariahs, is the right route. So just, yeah, 2 Cryptbreakers. Or I could just go a Cryptbreaker, and then if we draw 1 Cryptolith Rite, I mean, we still do want to win with the Westvale Abbey, so I do want some action with Cryptolith Rites, but Cryptbreaker is probably the right cut here. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. We still want the Grasp of Darknesses. Maybe the Ruinous Path is a forever a bit much because they don't really kill a lot in the deck. Yeah, I actually think Ruinous Paths are probably the wrong call. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan this, and we're going to have to ship this one back too. And I'll keep this. This is actually a decent one. We're going to bottom the Weaponcraft Enthusiast because we still want to hit a green source. But mulling to 5 is never ideal. It might cost us a free. I mean, this would be a free game for our opponent. I hate giving out free games. I feel like there's been too many of these matchups where the luck hasn't gone our way rather than our opponent's way. But is what it is. A swamp. We need a double black. Hopefully it won't be Hissing Quagmire. We do have action with the Zulaport. I have action with the Dark Salvation too, if we can. Yeah, I definitely want to hit Grasp here. Oop, that is a terrible draw, as we cannot cast it. Might just cut all my 1-drops next, except for the Oviya, and then see where we're going from there. Our opponent's already up to 6 energy. That's a lot of activations on the Brawler. So if we do draw a black source, though, my opponent's actually not in the greatest shape, because then we can kill off the Brawler, and unless they have something to do with the energy. But his luck has it, it's going to be comes into play tapped. So we're going to have to worry about taking care of the Voltaic Brawler. Another turn when green mana is actually very relevant. So let's see if the Hydra comes out. Yeah, I can't react to the Hydra. Still want to draw a land, that way I can put out an Oviya. I need to kill the Brawler. A Blossoming Defense could easily be in my opponent's hand. Cryptolith Rite does allow me, I'm going to cast the Cryptolith Rite, because it does allow for Grass of Darkness right now. Or it does allow for the Grass of Darkness on the activation of... Yeah, that's better. But most likely dead here. Had too slow of a hand, missed land drops. We do have a good hand now. Dark Salvation's probably awkward too. I usually like it because even if you put 5 mana into it, it's 2 2/2s and -2/-2 on something. So I think he's going all in on the Bristling Hydra going larger than life. And could have the Uncaged Fury larger than life. And there's a lot of nonsense with this particular. I could actually block it. I don't think I quite want to block the Hydra, though. But I might not have a choice. I mean, I'd love to get out next turn and be able to do a Ruinous Path when he's out of energy. I think that's my only chance for victory. So yeah, we'll block. Force out a larger than life if there is one. But it does look like there's a Blossoming Defense. Jeez. And that does hit for 8. So I'm going to need to find a blocker. Blooming Marsh is the worst. Yep, that is going to be lethal. So yeah, let's switch things up. I still like the Dark Salvation, but I don't think I can go down in Cryptolith Rites. Noxious Gearhulk just might come out too late and not have a relevant target, but it does kill something and keep back. Yeah, I don't think that we're going to be able to get to this later game. So I think there's an easy cut. I don't think that we can go down in the Cryptbreakers. This one could come out. The Oviya can take over the game, but I don't think it's going to happen in this particular matchup. But I do want the Cryptolith Rite. So, I mean, the weak links could be Nissas. I do like Nissas because they just continue to chump block. So Liliana could be the cut. I think Pummeler is in here, but Liliana might just not do enough. It's too much pressure. It does absorb some damage. And we'll take out one Nissa. And this way, I think that we'll have a little bit more game. First turn Cryptbreaker into second turn, like Grass of Darkness would be good. Or even Cryptbreakers are fine to get rid of excess stuff. So yes, we'd like to play first. And hopefully this is perfect. It's not perfect, but it's acceptable. We have the Ruinous Path to deal with whatever our opponent puts out. We do have the Zulaport Cuthroat. And it'll come out on time versus like a Voltaic Brawler. And you betcha I'll kill a Voltaic Brawler with a Ruinous Path. Hate drawing that land. I don't want to flood out here now, especially without any high payouts with the flood. We do have the... Basically, we have the Dark Salvation, and that's it. And no Cryptolith Rite here either. So let's see if a Brawler does come out too. 3 for 3 on time. But we will kill the Brawler with the Ruinous Path and then swing in for 1. We hit another land drop. So on the opposite end of the spectrum than we were the last game. Ruinous Path off the Brawler and attack in for 1. Good news is the Hissing Quagmires are pretty good in this matchup. Alright, Nissa's actually a higher payout, I would say. Then, no, Weaponcraft Enthusiast is probably higher. No, Nissa's a higher payoff. What I mean by that is Nissa can come out this turn and just start spreading the plant tokens. I don't think there's anything with haste in the deck, so we'll attack in with the Zulaport Cuthroat. And this was actually a pretty good draw. We'll have a Weapon Enthusiast, and probably I'll start putting servo tokens. Or, excuse me, not servo tokens, +1/+1 counters. Bristling Hydra could go down, and that could change my mind. Nothing. So my opponent was really all in on the Brawler. Ruinous Path is awesome here, so we will go Enthusiast. And go with the servos. And I will do counters. So we're going to attack in for 3. Opponent's down to a 15. If we do even put counters next turn, I can activate a Hissing Quagmire. I'm not sure it's worthwhile killing the Nissa at this point. Still no, but we could go all in. And possibly that's the route to go. And my opponent just scoops it up. Kept a very loose hand. Must just be Voltaic Brawler with a bunch of pump. And so this deck acts sort of what I would say like Bogles or Infect does in Modern, that sometimes just the one, you get these awkward hands if he has like Uncaged Fury, a Larger Than Life, Blossoming Defense in his hand, for example. And was just going to go in all on the Voltaic Brawler in that second turn or third turn. Ruinous Path just won the game. So yeah, my opponent kept a very loose hand and got punished for it. And actually we drew out of this quite well with the pressure, attacking for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that's lethal. That actually is lethal with the Hissing Quagmire. All right. All in all, I felt this deck did quite well. I think that the black-white matchup was the most unlucky of the matchups. The other energy drew quite well too, and I think both those matches are very, very much winnable matchups. So I think it performed on pretty average, and the Torrential Gearhulk couldn't even resolve anything. I think it was just bad keeps, bad anticipates on the first matchup, but. I don't know exactly what upgrades we could do to this deck. I think that the Herald of Anguish should be a pretty cool upgrade, just because we do have servo tokens to feed to the Herald of Anguish. Where I do like the Herald of Anguish, though, is more in a white-black tokens route, servo route. So that Improvise comes out very quickly, and then you can start using the servos to pick off your opponent's cards, if there is any relevant cards that need to be picked off. And the immediate value you get from your opponent discarding a card is really, really powerful. Another card that could go in this, if you go heavier on the servos, would be the metallic shapeshifter that puts +1/+1 counters on whatever creature type you choose. But we are very diverse in different types of creatures that we use in this deck. We have Artificers, Aetherborn Artificers, and then there's a few humans here and there, but it's mainly, and then we have Eldrazi. I mean, naming servo I don't think would be a high enough payout unless we'd go into other servo-based strategies or other servo-based cards. So I don't know. There's with tokens at least, there's a lot of There's a lot of flexibility. The biggest problem though with tokens is I do think that Yahini's Expertise is going to be a very, very heavily played card, mainly because of this energy deck. It seems to do very well. Bristling Hydra does survive, but a lot of these other cards just will die to the -3/-3 and wipe their board. So that's just some food for thought. I hope you enjoyed these games. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching.